Hello, my friends. Welcome to Mr. Master English Today. I'm Adam, and I'm so happy you're here with me today. This podcast is here to help you learn English in a simple, natural way. We practice together, we learn together, and we grow together. Before we start, I want to ask you something. Please leave a comment below and introduce yourself. Tell me your name and where you're from. I love hearing from you. It helps me know who I'm teaching. And please don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Turn on your notifications so you never miss a new episode. Every video is a new chance to improve your English. All right, today we're going to do something special. We're going to practice English with a short story. Yes, a story. Stories are wonderful for learning English. You'll listen to a story, understand it, and practice speaking the sentences. By the end of this episode, you'll be able to tell a simple story in English. You'll improve your listening, your speaking, and your confidence. So take a deep breath, relax, and let's begin together. Now, why are we using a story to learn English? Let me tell you. Stories are how we naturally learn language. When you were a child, you learned your first language through stories. Your parents told you stories. You watched stories. You listened to stories. And slowly, you understood. Stories help you remember words and sentences better than just memorizing lists. When you hear a story, you see pictures in your mind. You feel emotions. You remember. You'll use stories every day in English. When you talk to your friends, you tell them stories about your day. When you write an email, sometimes you explain what happened. When you meet new people, you share stories about yourself. Stories are everywhere. And here's the good news. You don't need fancy words. You don't need perfect grammar. You just need simple sentences, and you can tell a great story. Today, I'm going to teach you how to do that. I'm going to help you feel confident telling stories in English. Let's start very simple. Every story has a beginning. The beginning tells us who the story is about. Listen to this sentence. There was a girl. Now you say it. There was a girl. Good job. Let's try another. There was a boy. Now you repeat, there was a boy. Perfect. One more. There was a man. Your turn. There was a man. Excellent. You see, we start with there was, and then we say who. There was a girl. There was a boy. There was a man. You can also say, there was a woman, or there was a dog, or there was a cat. Any person or animal. Now you try one. Say, there was a teacher. Great. Say, there was a student. Well done. This is how we begin many stories in English. There was someone. Now let's give this person a name. Listen. There was a girl named Sarah. Now you say it. There was a girl named Sarah. Good. We use the word named to give the name. Let's try more. There was a boy named Tom. Now you repeat. There was a boy named Tom. Perfect. There was a man named David. Your turn. There was a man named David. Excellent. So we say, There was a girl named, and then the name. You can use any name. There was a girl named Maria. There was a boy named Carlos. There was a woman named Anna. Now you create one. Think of any name and say, there was a boy named, and the name you choose. Good job. You're doing great. Let's add more information. We can tell where this person lives. Listen carefully. There was a girl named Sarah. She lived in a small town. Now you say it. She lived in a small town. Good. The word lived tells us where someone's home was. Let's practice more places. She lived in a big city. Now you repeat. She lived in a big city. Great. She lived near the ocean. Your turn. She lived near the ocean. Perfect. He lived in the mountains. Say it with me. He lived in the mountains. Excellent. You can say someone lived in a town, in a city, in a village, near the ocean, in the mountains, or near a river. Many options. Now let's put it together. There was a girl named Sarah. She lived in a small town. Now you say both sentences. There was a girl named Sarah. She lived in a small town. Well done. You're building a story already. Now we add what the person liked or what the person did. This makes the story more interesting. Listen. She loved to read books. Now you say it. She loved to read books. Good job. We can say what people love to do. She loved to play soccer. Now you repeat. She loved to play soccer. Great. He loved to cook. Your turn. He loved to cook. Perfect. He loved to draw pictures. Say it. He loved to draw pictures. Excellent. You can use loved to and then any activity. Loved to swim. Loved to dance. Loved to sing. Loved to walk. So many choices. Now let's put our story together so far. There was a girl named Sarah. She lived in a small town. She loved to read books. Now you say all 3 sentences. Take your time. There was a girl named Sarah. She lived in a small town. She loved to read books. Beautiful. You're telling a story now. Every good story has something that happens. We call this the event or the action. Listen to this. One day she found something. Now you say it. One day she found something. Good. The words one day tell us when something happened. Let's practice. One day he went to the park. Now you repeat. One day he went to the park. Great. One day she met a friend. Your turn. One day she met a friend. Perfect. One day they had an idea. Say it with me. One day they had an idea. Excellent. We use one day to start the action part of the story. Now let's be more specific about what Sarah found. One day she found a mysterious box. Now you say it. One day she found a mysterious box. Well done. Let's add this to our story. There was a girl named Sarah. She lived in a small town. She loved to read books. One day she found a mysterious box. Now you say the whole story. Take your time with each sentence. Good job. Your story is growing. Now we describe what happened next. Listen. She opened the box. Now you say it. She opened the box. Good. Inside, there was a letter. Now you repeat. Inside, there was a letter. Great. Let's put these together. She opened the box. Inside, there was a letter. Your turn. She opened the box. Inside, there was a letter. Perfect. We can continue. The letter was very old. Say it. The letter was very old. Excellent. She started to read it. Now you say it. She started to read it. Well done. Let's practice these sentences. She opened the box. Inside there was a letter. The letter was very old. She started to read it. Now you say all of that. Take your time. Beautiful. You're doing amazing. Stories need an ending. The ending can be happy, surprising, or interesting. Listen to our ending. The letter was from her grandmother. Now you say it. The letter was from her grandmother. Good job. It told a beautiful story about love. Now you repeat. It told a beautiful story about love. Great. Sarah smiled and felt happy. Your turn. Sarah smiled and felt happy. Perfect. Let's say the ending together. The letter was from her grandmother. It told a beautiful story about love. Sarah smiled and felt happy. Now you say these 3 sentences. Excellent work. Now I'm going to tell you the complete story from beginning to end. Just listen first. There was a girl named Sarah. She lived in a small town. She loved to read books. One day, she found a mysterious box. She opened the box. Inside, there was a letter. The letter was very old. She started to read it. The letter was from her grandmother. It told a beautiful story about love. Sarah smiled and felt happy. That's our complete story. Now, I want you to say the whole story with me. I'll say each sentence, and you repeat it. Ready? There was a girl named Sarah. Now you say it. Good. She lived in a small town. Your turn. Great. She loved to read books. Say it. Perfect. One day she found a mysterious box. Now you. Excellent. She opened the box. Repeat. Good. Inside there was a letter. Your turn. Great. The letter was very old. Say it. Perfect. She started to read it. Now you. Excellent. The letter was from her grandmother. Repeat. Good. It told a beautiful story about love. Your turn. Great. Sarah smiled and felt happy. Say it. Wonderful. You just told a complete story in English. Now let's practice using this story in real life. Imagine your friend asks you, "What did you do today?" You can answer with a short story. Listen. Today, I read a book. It was very interesting. I enjoyed it. Now you say it. Today, I read a book. It was very interesting. I enjoyed it. Good job. Or maybe someone asks, "How was your weekend?" You can say, "My weekend was nice. I visited my friend. We talked and laughed together." Now you repeat that. My weekend was nice. I visited my friend. We talked and laughed together. Perfect. You see, we use the same pattern. We say what happened, we add a little detail. We say how we felt, simple, natural, easy. Let's try another situation. Someone asks, "Tell me about your family." You can say, "I have a sister. She lives in another city. She calls me every week." Now you say it. "I have a sister. She lives in another city. She calls me every week." Excellent. This is how we tell small stories every day. Now, let me answer some common questions about telling stories in English. First question. What if I forget a word in the middle of my story? That's okay. You can say or let me think, or you can use a simple word instead. For example, if you forget the word mysterious, you can say strange or unusual or even just interesting. Keep going. Don't stop. Your story doesn't need to be perfect. Second question. Do I need to use past tense for all stories? Usually, yes. Most stories talk about things that already happened. So we say she lived, not she lives. We say she found, not she finds. But don't worry too much. Even if you mix present and past, people will understand you. Third question. How long should my story be? Your story can be short or long. For practice, short is better. 3 to 5 sentences is great. You told someone what happened, and that's enough. As you practice more, your stories will naturally become longer. Fourth question. What if someone doesn't understand my story? You can say it again more slowly, or you can say it in a different way. Use simpler words. Use hand gestures. Communication is not just words. It's also your face, your hands, your voice. Don't be afraid. Let me give you some tips and strategies for telling stories in English. First tip. Practice telling small stories about your day every day. Even if you're alone, talk to yourself. Say what you did. Today I woke up, I had breakfast, I went to work. Simple stories. Every day. This builds your confidence. Second tip. Use the same beginning words. Like we practiced, there was, or one day, or yesterday, or last week. These words help you start. Once you start, the rest becomes easier. Third tip. Don't translate from your language. Think in simple English. Use the words you know. If you try to translate everything, it becomes hard and slow. Simple English is good English. Fourth tip. Listen to stories in English. Watch English videos. Read simple English books. Notice how people tell stories. You'll learn naturally by listening. Fifth tip. Don't worry about being interesting or funny. Just be clear. Tell what happened. That's enough. As you practice more, your stories will become more natural and more interesting automatically. Now, I have a challenge for you. A daily challenge. Today or tomorrow, I want you to tell one small story in English. It can be to yourself in the mirror. It can be in a comment below this video. It can be to a friend. Tell a story about something that happened to you. Use 3 to 5 sentences. Start with yesterday or last week and then tell what happened. For example, yesterday I watched a movie. It was funny. I laughed a lot. That's it. Simple, easy. And if you make a mistake, that's okay. Mistakes are part of learning. Every time you try, you get better. I promise you that. All right, my friend. We've reached the end of today's episode. Today, we practiced English with a short story. We learned how to start a story, how to build it, and how to end it. We practiced saying sentences together. We learned that stories don't need to be complicated. Simple stories are powerful. Remember, learning English is a journey. You don't need to be perfect today. You just need to be a little better than yesterday. Every sentence you practice, every word you learn, you're making progress. And that's wonderful. I believe in you. I know you can do this. Keep practicing every day, even just for 5 minutes. 5 minutes of practice every day is better than 1 hour once a week. Small steps every day. Thank you so much for listening to Mr. Master English today. I am Adam, and I'm proud of you for showing up today and learning with me. You took time to improve yourself. That's amazing. Keep listening, keep practicing, and keep believing in yourself. I'll see you in the next episode. Until then, take care and be kind to yourself. See you in the next episode. Bye for now.